My only passion is to eat fresh meat. African cats are masters of ambush. They're very special and flexible predators. The champion of surprise attacks. Along the vast prairie BA, predators have common prey. The leopard jeepa and the lion have the same taste. But they have different ways of hunting. No species has a clear advantage. These feline animals, they don't just protect themselves. They have to protect and care for their children. And teach their children the necessary skills to be an expert predator. Day after day they have to fight to survive. When the first rays of the day appear, the race between life and death comes to a head. Hunger drives predators out of their shelters, and death threatens the prey. The dawn signals a last chance to hunt before a new hot day comes. Daylight prevents sudden attacks from happening. So, lions on this meadow like to hunt at night, where their vision is 6 times better than a human's. Last night's hunt was 7. So a group of female lions are starting their final hunt. Hunting over a large area of land requires patience and discretion. To overwhelm in a big game, the lion must use power on both sides. Endurance and speed. Because they get down very quickly. So this big feline family, they have to slowly approach their prey so they don't get detected. The zebras are running, and these lions attack the flanks. I hope to get at least one among these animals that are running around. Even for the collaborative hunting of animals, lions are 7 times more likely to fail than to succeed. For a lone lion, the likelihood of catching a large prey is only 15%. But if they're hunting in packs, the chances of success will double. To capture and kill their prey, without getting hurt by the kicks, or in other cases, are the hornets of prey. Female lions have to bite their prey's throat until they can no longer resist. It depends on age and gender. An adult lion needs a minimum of 4.5 up to 5 kilograms of meat per day. But the lion will devour about 45 kilos of meat, if they can, when food becomes scarce. Despite not participating in hunting, but adult lions always have the privilege of eating first. The males are large in size. They don't usually participate in hunting. Instead, they're responsible for protecting the herd and mating. Spotted hyena. It's also one of the most homogeneous predators in Africa, and it's like a lion. A hyena will also devour when given the chance. It's going to devour the bodies the lions left behind. Except hair. It's the only thing hyenas can't digest. A shrewd wild dog came running and steal some bones, while the hyena is eating forever. Instead of fighting for food, this predatory animal competes by trying to eat quickly. There's about 40 of these hyenas. He ate a large zebra that had just been killed in just 15 minutes. There's almost nothing left for the vultures. Waiting for my turn. A wandering lion that can find food by. Watch for scavengers flying through the sky. About BA years old, male lions are expelled from the herd that they were born. Lion cubs often live together because they have no own territory and limited hunting ability. So the lions were driven out. You have to wander and scour everywhere for food. Because lions are pack animals. So a banished animal will ally with the others. And once the alliance was formed, they're going to try to oust males in another colony. But usually, these young lions are just low status and live by luck. Because the male lions were deported, we have to live on luck. Living in groups will be much more beneficial. If the males in the herd are not deported or be overthrown, then inbreeding faster to the herd. Because the status of the males is unstable, they always have to keep up their pace. When the wildlife, it seems to be only for males who have a knack for maneuvering. From the domestic cats to the felids. This wild meadow. There are no incredible dollar points. But only lions can actually be considered a colony living species. Living in large groups will have more advantages compared to single life. Female lions are related to each other. It's the basis of a pride of lions. 318 female lions will form a colony. A colony with a mother lion and her cubs. Most male lions are only in the colony for more than 2 years. The longest is 4 years. Once dethroned by the younger lions, they have almost no chance of regaining their position before Kia. The lions have found a cool place to hide. Escape from the scorching heat of the steppe. If these young lions survive, it's going to be Africa's largest predator. A normal female lion will give birth to 34 lion cubs at a time. But half of them will die before the age of 1. It's estimated that in 3,000 lion cubs, only 1 survived the first year of life. Being pregnant at the same time gives birth to a lot of cubs. The cubs are taken care of and raised, taught by all the lionesses in the pride. This care will help the cubs survive, especially in case of abandonment. And of course another lion cub. Milk will have to go to a lioness who's raising her baby. The lion cubs, they are usually taken care of for about 710 months. That's a lot longer than other cats. They depend on the herd until you are at least 16 months old. Adult lions are very patient and tolerant. They also protect the young lions. But in times of food scarcity, when there are no big enough prey, they're going to reduce the feeding of the cubs, or let them starve. The survival of the herd requires sacrifice. If a lioness gives her cubs their food, it will starve to death. And because there's nothing to guarantee the lioness survival, even in the best conditions. So he decided to sacrifice a few lion cubs. The K-pop leopard is the fastest mammal on Earth. They're born to hunt antelope. Agile. But it doesn't have the cleverness of the wildebeest. With a sudden parenthesis, a lovely Thompson antelope can get rid of the claws of a leopard at a speed of almost 112 kilometers per hour. This time the prey escaped. An adult leopard can fast for a few days. But this leopard has to feed the leopards. Losing patience, it carefully chooses the right time to catch its prey. Less than a minute of sprinting. His body is getting hot. 300-meter sprint makes its body temperature rise high. And it's going to take about half an hour to recover. This leopard family has 3 to 4 leopards. That's more than the average family. Lion eagle and other predators. They killed half the newspapers during their first 3 months of life. In some parts of Africa, up to 90% of cats are young. Can't survive in the most vulnerable months of my life. Newspaper. She hid her children in the cave for the first month. But these cubs are old enough to walk with their mothers on the vast grasslands. It's like the wild panther that hunts during the day to avoid having to compete with hyenas and lions at night. They choose to deal with the heat. And also the leopard. Wild dogs only eat their prey, although they're not scavengers. But sometimes, the wild dogs also steal the bodies of their leopard prey, or kill the leopards. This time, the wild dogs have passed and the leopards are safe. The cubs will start to milk when he was about 3 months old, even though it's still breastfeeding. But sometimes they're also involved in hunting. They were trained very early. A few antelope lagging behind. It shows a herd of antelope nearby. I need to find a safe place to hide my kids. before it goes hunting. During the first months of the cub's life, a leopard whose mother has to move every 45 days because of other predators can trace the smell of the panthers if they stay in one place too long. Today he's taking his kids to a cool shelter, out of the way of the wild dogs. Leopard families are very close together and get along very well, but they'll split up when the cubs are 18 months old. The cougar can even be with her mother, but the male panthers will have to leave at least 20 kilometers away. They live in groups and hunt together. A herd of antelope goes into the territory of a leopard. I'm raising you. When the first antelope ran away, the leopard started chasing him. To prepare the cubs for independence, the cougar taught them the exercises. The panthers imitated how to bite into the throat of prey that they've seen their mother use very effectively. Even, the fangs of adult cheetahs are also very small. Can't bite deep into the neck of the prey. So one bite into the trachea of the prey takes a long time. This type of bite usually lasts more than 5 minutes but is very effective. Some of the predators on the African savanna, hunting during the day, but because of competition, there's no other option. A male leopard is watching, while the others listen to the howl, VO of flies. An alliance usually formed by brothers. Leopards are related by blood, often live together to fight the lions, hyenas and other male leopards. More cheetahs hunting together will hunt larger prey. One large male antelope will be enough for the whole herd. The leopard is a species that can live in many places than any other wild cat, even though it's been threatened with extinction, but you can still see the leopard in both Africa and Asia. They eat everything, from the cows to the antelope, 3 times their weight. The leopard is the most special species among the feline animals. It's also the most unstable. Lions have power. The leopard has speed. But your blood, it's the most adaptable species. It's only a quarter the size of a lion, but you panther always hunts alone. Tomorrow's leopards are skillful tree climbers, and often hiding in trees whenever they're pursued by larger predators, like a lion or a spotted hyena. Their climbing skills, it also helps to observe the savanna to search for prey or food storage. But more than anything, climbing is the main cause. Variable leopard HOA grinding become the species with the most effective hunting techniques and the ability to ambush best in the regions that the leopard is the best predator. And there's no competition, they don't need to eat or store food on trees. But here predators have to compete for food. The lion's migration changed everything. If the leopard of tomorrow doesn't live and store food in the trees, when there is no food, lions will think of them first. Competing with lions on the same land, for the same wild game, the leopard of tomorrow needs to be able to stay away from the lion. The leopard has learned to hunt near the lion's habitat and follow in their footsteps, but sometimes the unexpected happens. Sometimes collaboration with the enemy quickly led to a violent scramble for food. This leopard is still hungry, but it's enough to keep going. Predators are masters at stalking. The predatory ability of the leopard, it is best at night, but it usually starts looking for prey when it's dark. Sometimes instead of sitting in the bush, leopard apricot tracking prey, just like its cousin, lion species, and Asia's most powerful cat family, the tiger.